I just want to talk about some backswing preferences that I have. With an increase in online and remote sessions, I'm noticing a lot of videos being submitted where the hands are working away from the body, the club face is rolling open, or we're getting the hands going out away from the body and the club head getting really far behind us. So again, and these are just my preferences, I like seeing the club head trace back on the ball line, the orange stick on the ground. And then when the hands get over the right shoe, the club is relatively parallel to the target, and that the club face is about 40 or 45 degrees. I don't really like seeing a toe up position because when we're toe up and we're trying to shallow the golf club and add rotation, typically the face is going to be open, and then we've got to make some compensations to try and square the face of the bottom. So I like seeing the club work back on the ball line, getting parallel to the target. And then from here, I like to see the club kind of work vertical, straight up and down, and then just add some turn, some depth to get to the top. So getting the hands behind us here from a steeper, deep position. When we start turning and rotating on the way down, that club is going to want to shallow. Typically what I see if we go from a really shallow backswing, it's hard to maintain shallow on the way down. It usually gets real steep and over the top. So again, just some preferences that I have that I've been seeing to get rid of this, just to work the club back on the ball line, a little bit steeper up to the top, and then this should help us shallow it on the way down. The visual for a steeper looking backswing is going to be having the club point between the ball line and the toe line. So this stick on the end of the club that I'm holding is going to represent the pitch of the shaft. So if we get it too far this way, you can kind of see the club is pointed down the horizon line. That would be really shallow and usually get steep on the way down. So looking to have that point somewhere between the ball line and the toe line. And then from there, we just kind of keep turning and going to the top. So to help with takeaways and backswings, I really like the Eyeline Golf checkpoint laser. It's got a laser that points towards the ground and another one that points up towards the sky. So what I like doing is I like putting this on the club, and then I've got a green line that's pointed where the club head is on the ball line. So what I'm looking to do is I'm looking to just take that green laser, the dot on the ground, trace it back on the ball line. So if I get comfortable tracing that laser on the ground all the way back, a continuation of the ball line all the way to the camera, that's going to get me in a really good position from a takeaway perspective. Now the steep backswing part, this is where the other laser comes into play. If I hinge it a little bit more vertical, now I'm able to see the laser pointer on the ground. Just making sure that's pointing somewhere between the ball line and the toe line, that would be acceptable. I'm adding a lot of turn. And then on the way down, I'm able to get that laser to work outside the ball as I'm shallowing the club and point more out to right field. That'll shallow the club. If we're real steep on the way down, the laser is going to point inside the toe line or on the ground. That's going to be real steep over the top. So I've got the laser tracing back on ball line. It's going to get me a good takeaway. And then I'm going to get the other laser pointed in between ball line and toe line, finish my turn, and then I'm going to get that laser on the ground behind me going way out to right field to shallow that thing out, really turn around the corner, and hopefully that'll help us shallow out our swing and hit some draws.